you.
All that.
Look, there's three seals.
Josh, what are you doing?
That way.
Okay. That way.
Come on.
that can.
Hi there.
Big dog.